So, Gazans held the funeral of a H group commander who was unalived in an Israeli airstrike. Now, I can't show the rifles because of platform guidelines, but you can clearly see that some of the boys in the footage are carrying weapons that children their age should never be carrying. Notice something else. They are not wearing combat uniform. If you haven't been paying attention, go back and watch many of the wartime videos released by the H group itself. In many of those videos, their fighters are operating without standard military uniforms. Yet, the same people who constantly lecture everyone about international law are strangely quiet about that. Now, let me ask you a simple question. If a teenager or even a younger boy is carrying a weapon, participating in hostilities, and is later unalived in an Israeli airstrike, how do you think the Gaza Ministry of Health records that casualty? As a combatant or simply as another child? That's one of the reasons casualty figures from Gaza remain so heavily debated. The Gaza Ministry of Health does not routinely distinguish between combatants and non-combatants in its public casualty reports. So when people hear a headline saying tens of thousands have been unalived, many immediately assume every single person in that number was a civilian. That's not what the published figures themselves establish. If you genuinely care about understanding a conflict, you should want that distinction, because combatants and non-combatants are not the same thing. And if armed groups recruit minors or allow them to participate in hostilities without identifiable uniforms, they make an already tragic situation even more difficult to assess and increase the risk to civilians. That's not a culture that protects children. It's a culture that puts them in greater danger. The sooner people start demanding accountability from armed groups for those practices, the better it will be for everyone. Think sharper.